Hello and welcome to the second day of our devotions. It's Tuesday and today we are in Luke 1 looking at the story of Mary, who really doesn't need any introduction. I'm sure we all know who Mary is, but nonetheless she is, as we know, the young unmarried girl who's visited by an angel to be told that she will become pregnant by the Holy Spirit and she will give birth to the Son of God. Mind blown. A pretty full-on bit of information to get, and she understandably has logistical questions about that and how that'll be, but ultimately Mary's response to the angel is just, I am the Lord's servant. I'm really struck by that. Like, it was a huge risk for her. She was risking everything, risking her reputation by saying yes to God in this. And it wasn't like we might risk our reputations now. You know, it wasn't like she's going to be a bit embarrassed in public and then kind of get over it, humiliated in public and then move on. For her, if Joseph refused to marry her, if her father rejected her, then essentially she was going to be looking at a lifetime of being an unmarried woman, which means that she might have had to have begged or become a prostitute just to survive. I mean, it's huge. It has huge ramifications for her whole life. But yet she chose to trust God in this. And she didn't know the end of the story. She didn't have the benefit of knowing that actually Joseph was going to say yes, and to know the kind of life that Jesus was going to lead and the part she was going to play in that. She's essentially being asked at this really young age to make a decision that could be make or break for her. And I've got a 17-year-old daughter, and the thought of her having to put her future on the line like that is frankly terrifying. And I think I would probably be tempted to kind of politely decline. Not that I think you can do that to an angel, but anyway, I think I would have had more questions. I am stunned by how seemingly easily Mary says yes. But actually, God obviously had complete confidence in her and her character, that he chose her because he had confidence in her yes, that she would give him a yes. I mean, Zechariah, just a few verses earlier, similarly gets visited by an angel and he has his doubts. He questions. And that's a mature man of God who doubted God's promise. And yet Mary, as this young girl, just says, I am the Lord's servant. I will do what you've asked of me. That is amazing. And you know, Elizabeth then goes on to tell her, you're blessed. You've been blessed because you believed that the Lord would do what he said he would do. So I was thinking about how she was blessed, and I reckon it's the kind of blessing that we also get when we have our complete faith and trust in God, when we trust that God is going to do what he says he's going to do. We're blessed because we get a better grasp of who God is. We understand his faithfulness, we understand his power, we understand his kindness, and we understand the privilege that we have in serving him. That's how Mary was blessed. She got a better, greater grasp of who God was. I think that's one of the biggest blessings that we have, is knowing God, knowing who he is, and then just getting that absolute blessing of being able to serve him. So I suppose my takeaway from this passage today is, will I wait to see the bottom line before I give my yes to God? Even if the outcome looks disastrous, I want to be someone that is going to say yes to God, that God can be confident of my yes, even if the outcome doesn't look completely certain, that he knows that I will be someone who will say yes to him because I trust his character, I know who he is, and I trust that when he says he's going to do something, he will do it, and that my obedience of him is more important than any outcome, because he is faithful and I want to be faithful to him. Have a good day.